Alright, I came back of another topic in my own head, and this is a very weird one, and this is very confusing too. Now, as you see, I played the Singularity since he first came out, and I actually like playing as him and how his power works, but it was really hard to learn, I'm not even gonna lie, even myself, it took so much skill to master this killer. But pretty satisfying when doing so. But like sometimes I drop this killer and then sometimes I return to this killer before his finally good update came. But now this has been going on for a while and I don't know if anybody else experiences, but what the hell is going on with Singularity? Here's the weird part. Every single change behavior did to this killer are really good and nearly pretty much almost perfect. Every change felt so good with the Singularity and feel much needed, especially making console players be able to play this killer much better. Even me, so as a console player. But what's weird is that even though Singularity has all of these good changes that made him so much better to play, for some weird reason I'm still struggling playing as him like what the old Singularity was. Like, it feels weird because I play this killer a lot, so I know how to I know how to play this killer correctly, and his power is pretty good, and it feels really valuable too, even though the setup can be a little bit annoying. It's not really that bad either. And while EMPs are also annoying as people say they are, I honestly don't find them that big of a deal because I don't even use this power for like map control. I just normally like to use it in chase. But the weird part is that the 3% haste is really good, and having that aim assistant thing when you're teleporting to a survivor is a very amazing change. It makes Singularity so much better to play. And let's not forget about that stupid 5-second anti-face bull crap that he got back then. Oh god, it was worse. But thank God, that at least been toned down drastically, and I'm very happy. Most of these changes behavior did to him are good and are pretty damn well perfect too. But why am I struggling playing this killer? Now, I haven't played this killer in a little bit, but I've been playing a lot of Singularity because I got bored playing as Vecta or Pyramid Head and any other good killers I like to play. So I figured, okay, I'm going to play Singularity. And I'm not even going to lie, playing him back again feels so much good since I'm now playing as a different killer. But what the hell is going on? This now in this match right here, the game is going okay. I've been playing this killer really good. I make some correct plays. They're still at 5 gens, and this is my third hook, so everything seems been going okay. But what's so weird is that wherever I play as the Singularity, even though I did really good decisions and really good moves, and to play this killer perfect, or nearly perfect, at least good enough to make Survivor struggle, for some weird reason, I keep losing as the Singularity, which sometimes doesn't make sense to me, because I didn't make bad plays or anything, so I don't know what's going on. Singularity is not a weak killer. He's really strong in the right hands, and he could be very oppressive too if you're playing him correctly. But why does it feel like he still feels like wasn't programmed to harm the crew? It just feels weird. Because I play this killer a lot, I have a good time playing this killer, and yes, I'm right now how the match is going, I'm putting good pressure on these survivors. But for some weird reason, despite all of this, they still be able to get 5 gens done and be able to still escape. Like I get like a 2 or 1k, which is weird. And I don't know what's going on. But there are some things I could think of as to what is really going on with this killer. The 3% haste is really damn good, yet doesn't feel enough. I feel like I still need to run Rip Brutality. It's just so damn good on him. Stacked it with that 3% haste, you're moving at 123% movement speed. And it feels like I must have wherever you're instantly trying to chase somebody down. Windows still feel like a big issue against this killer even after the rework. One time, before I even used Bamboozle, I was playing a game on Onwin. Literally, I got looped for 5 gens over one window at Killer Shack by Fane. And that is the stupidest shit ever and the most embarrassing thing ever because I play this killer a lot. So I don't know what the hell is going on. So windows still feel like a huge ass issue. And I know there's like a tech where there's like a hitbox of them that you could teleport behind them. It follows them everywhere. But keep them. Thing is, if survivors decided to like vault the window at the start of the animation, the chain hitbox that you teleport will pause. So when you try to teleport to them through a window after the animation is done, the chain hitbox is still on the center where they first started, and you teleport there, which is kind of a bit dumb, but that's how the mechanic of it works. Literally, to play Singularity correctly with Windows, you have to kind of wait for like a second the moment they stop vaulting in order to finally teleport through the window. But good survivors would just run left or right, and if you don't get a good angle, then they'll be out of your sights and you can't angle them, or at least teleport to them. So like sometimes you have to like put a pod there to kind of fake TP, or I don't know, it's just something like that. But sometimes that takes a while too, especially with the scanning. So I don't know what is going on. Bamboozle feels like a must-have because of all the things I just now mentioned. Another thing I also notice whenever I play this killer is that while overclock makes you kick pallets faster, which is a good thing, plus they'll be able to plus if they drop it on you, you'll be able to break it automatically. Then you get slowed down, but like that's just the thing. But what's weird is that wherever they drop a pallet on you, which will break it in the progress, for some weird reason. Okay, like how should I say this? Okay, so let's just say I'm chasing a survivor. I'm not in overclock mode, but they're about to reach a pallet, and I know I won't be able to get hit, and I figure, okay, they're probably gonna drop the pallet, which they do. So my guess was correct. I was able to teleport right at them, which breaks the pallet automatically thanks to the cannonball hitbox, is what people call it. Some people call it the cannonball hitbox. So I was able to teleport right at the pallet, breaking it automatically, which does slow me down, and I could just catch up to them since I could teleport right on their tail. But what I noticed though is that whenever I do that, during the progress where I was slowed down, they go to another pallet, and then I have to deal with the same thing, and it just kind of gets annoying. Yes, they're wasting a lot of pallets, which is a good thing. They're wasting too many resources, but I feel like I'm getting way too slow, like really slow, like each time. It kind of feels a little bit annoying too. So like, so far, everything that Singularity is right now feels so much better than how he was. But all the things I just mentioned of what's going on, I don't know why I'm still struggling a lot. And even this game was a struggle too. Just like I mentioned with the unknown, I have to sweat a little bit, not too much as the unknown, but sweat a little bit my ass off to try to get pressure. And it's weird because Singularity got a rework buff, and he is much better than how he was right now, and so like, what the hell is going on literally? So I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, his chase power is good, and he can end chases quickly. I mean, I could think of maybe map pressure. Maybe he doesn't have good map mobility. Should the haste effect be like 5%, just like Samley's photo base get add-on instead of a 3? Like, I mean, I don't know what to think of. So I mean, I don't know. Singularity is not a bad killer. He's really not, and I am not even bad playing as him too. But it's just so weird of how the match just ended so bad to me, even though I played this killer correctly and stuff. So I just don't know what's going on with Singularity. Is he still not programmed to harm the crew? I literally said he was when I did the rework testing with him. He feels so much better to play. The wake up time is even so much better. Like, everything about this killer is just so good now. But why the hell am I having a bad experience? I just don't know what's going on. Cause I played this killer a lot. I mean, not really a lot, but like, I do know how to play this killer, and I even watch some good Singularity players too. Most of them were just PCs though. So I mean, it could be console too, but most of that's fixed though during this rework. So I just don't know what's going on with Singularity. I don't know why I'm having a bad game. I mean, the chases are not even long too, because I know Singularity just single out a survivor well. But I just don't know what's going on. He doesn't have good map mobility. He has good map patrol, but that map patrol is pretty weak though against like EMPs. EMPs are like very strong if your playstyle is to just place pods everywhere to monitor gens. That's when EMPs are going to be very strong. But if you do a playstyle like me, who just use the pods just to scan, tag them, just teleport, then the EMPs are pretty much useless, because even if they get rid of the stream, you could just disable. You could get rid of that camera that's disabled, just reapply it to them quickly. So I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's even a setup, too. The setup is not even that bad. Though there were some survivors that like to hide behind corners to avoid getting scanned. Sometimes that is pretty annoying, too. But the one issue that still remains into this killer, even after this update he got, is that he still feels pretty map dependent. Like, it just doesn't feel good playing this killer like on Larry's or Laboratory, Hankins. The open maps are still like really good to him, because you could just be able to scan them quickly. So I don't know what's going on with Singularity, because he's just good. He's a good killer. He's even better now. He is. He's supposed to be stronger right now thanks to all the buffs, and he is. He does feel like he is stronger. I just don't know why the hell, like, whatever games I play with this killer, I just don't know why I'm having such a bad gameplay. I don't know why they get all the 5 gens with barely any, or with like 5 or 6 hooks. I just don't get what the hell's going on with Singularity. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I play this killer a lot too. Even after the rework, I've been playing him a little bit extra more than how I used to after the update, because he just now feels so much better to play. So I just don't know. I really don't know what to do. I just don't know what's going on with Singularity. He is a good killer, but why the hell am I having such a bad experience? Like, I just don't get it. So, technically, I don't know if his haste overclock mode needs to be, like, 5% instead of 3. I don't know if he needs to scan faster at them. I don't know if he needs to vault windows much faster, because Bamboozle still feels like a must-have on him. And map-wise pressure perks feels like a must-have. Like, okay, I say this a lot with Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head's biggest weakness is map mobility, but he's really damn good at chase. The problem is, in the chase with Pyramid Head, they can just hold W away and make your power a little bit useless. Not as bad as Dredge, but still really annoying, and that's the strategy they do. They can't do it with Singularity, though, because he can just teleport right at them. So it's just, that's out of the window there. But I don't know, because Pyramid Head's biggest weakness, like I mentioned, is map mobility. And having, like, Ruin and Undying and Pain Res feels like a must-have on Pyramid Head, because then I can spread that way I can have map pressure, and that way it can help make up for his map mobility. Sometimes ore reading like Barbecue Chili helps too. This killer kind of feels like that, though, except in a different way. This killer feels like his biggest weakness too is map mobility, unless if you got good placement right with the pods, and if you're lucky they're not disabled by the MPs. He is really strong in chase, just like Pyramid Heads. He can be pretty deadly. So I just don't know. But like, Brutal Strength and Bamboozle just feels like a must-have on this killer. Like, it just does. And then this kind of screws my own, like, having to have Undying and Ruin, because now all I have is 2 perks left after using Bamboozle and Root Brutality. So, I mean, I don't know. I might have to just switch Root Brutality, which I'm going to be sad, because I do love that 5% haste. It just feels so good. So, anyways, I'm just going to leave this rest of the gameplay here for you guys to watch. And I just don't know what's going on with Singularity. Other than that, enjoy the remainder of the video.
Matter secure. no longer